started my undergraduate career actually as an English literature major. And I went for about 3 years and became somewhat disillusioned with English literature as a career. I left school for 5 years. I worked all sorts of odd jobs. I worked as a driver, I worked in warehouses, and I thought one day that there should be something more to do, so I'm going to go back and finish my English degree. But I had all my English courses already taken. I had developed an interest in gardening and growing vegetables, fruit, and at Rutgers University I could take electives in botany, horticulture, beekeeping, and I did that. And I really enjoyed it. I talked to a professor friend of mine and I said, you know, I really like this plant business, research, but I'm old. He said, how old are you? Well, I was 27. Well, you're not old. And he explained to me that he was 52 and he just got his PhD degree when he was 48 and told me, you know, if you really have this passion, go this way. And so I did. I finished my PhD at the University of Florida in 1985. So I've been professionally working, earning money doing this since that period of time, changes, so many changes. The things that we thought about doing, you know, 30 years ago, 35 years ago, the things we dreamed that we would like to do. In my career, I've seen we've come to be able to do that. You know, part of this is the genomics explosion, you know, the human genome, and in agriculture we've been able to take advantage of those advances and apply that to what we do in the world of fruit breeding. So, you know, we always wanted to find molecular markers to be able to select plants for certain characteristics when they were young, not grow them out 30 years to wait and see. And that was a dream, but we're at a point in time right now where the work we do generates this kind of information on a monthly basis. And when I think about what can be done right now, I feel I want to work another 30 years. I wish I was starting right now, because the tools we have in hand, these were the things we were dreaming about as plant breeders 30 years ago. I work with two other researchers, Dr. Bill Castle and Dr. Jude Grosser, and collectively we've released more than 30 citrus varieties in the last 7 or 8 years. It's you know, the first one is always the best. I won't say it's really the best, but the first variety we released is one that we call LB8-9. It's known commercially as Sugar Bell, which is a much better name than letters and numbers. It was the first variety we released. We released it just as citrus greening was exploding in the state of Florida, and no one wanted to grow it. We had one grower who did, and we came to learn that it's actually the most tolerant variety that exists today against this disease. It also happens to be a very delicious piece of fruit, which is one of the main reasons why we released it. So yeah, I'm proud of that one, but there are others. We're going to have more pride going forward. In Florida, you know, the main citrus business is orange juice, and we've, again, collectively released a number of different oranges that are improved quality. But in Florida, there also historically has been a fairly substantial fresh fruit industry, fresh citrus fruit industry. It's declined in recent years because many of the tangerines we used to grow are seedy and not so easy to peel, and the current marketplace wants convenience, easy to peel, no seeds, and so on. And some of the varieties that are being grown in California or the Mediterranean region are not adapted to the humid subtropical environment of Florida. However, our team has been breeding fresh fruit varieties even before the Florida citrus industry realized they needed fresh fruit varieties. They felt they had enough. But we looked ahead and saw that there was a need, and now some of our varieties are making a real impact. And I think there's going to be a lot more of that in the future from the breeding program. Looking ahead, perhaps some of the new genome editing technologies like CRISPR, for example, which many of us here at the CREC are working on now, is going to be a very powerful tool for surgical, precise changes of characteristics that are really critically important. And those could be disease resistance relative to what the growers need, or things to modify the flavor, the color. Some of those things are disease resistance, which is important for the citrus growers. Other things, changing the color, the flavor, or the nutritive value of citrus fruit is important for consumers. Something more healthy as well as more beautiful to look at and more delicious to eat.